So we have seen the effects of illegal immigration nationwide. Tony Katz, great to be with you. And we certainly saw in Boulder, Colorado, as the number is now 15 people who were injured by this Egyptian national in the country overstaying his visas, trying to set Jews or Israel supporters on fire with Molotov cocktails and makeshift flamethrower. We have seen this in a multiplicity of places where the failures to protect the border have led to a tremendous amount of damage. New president, new implementation of rules already on the books, and the idea and the importance of law enforcement working with federal officials in order to get people who shouldn't be in the country out of the country. The question is, how is that effort going right here in Indianapolis? Because how it goes here could be a conversation of how it's going in other cities. Timothy O'Malley joins me right now, special agent in charge of the FBI Indianapolis field office. Sir, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Executive orders from President Trump, directives from the FBI Director Kash Patel, Deputy Director Dan Bongino. How does the FBI view their role in getting illegal immigrants, people who are violating the law just by being here or have engaged other violations, off the streets?
Yeah, good morning, Tony. Thanks for having me. Director Patel has been very clear about his priorities for the FBI. As you may have heard, his priorities have been to crush violent crime and defend the homeland. So our immigration enforcement efforts, I view them as a new tool in the FBI toolbox to assist with the violent crime problem and also with defending the homeland. So we're utilizing the immigration enforcement laws to make our community safer and more secure. And if you want to know, if I may, I'd like to just kind of talk about what the FBI's immigration enforcement efforts look like here.
Please go ahead. Absolutely.
Yeah, and across the state. So I just want to say, we take a very methodical approach to our work. We follow a process. Our process is focused on, is driven by intelligence. We prioritize the illegal immigrants that we're going after, and really who we're focused on is the most violent offenders and criminals. Our process or our enforcement efforts are also consistent. When I say that, we are out there 7 days a week. We have agents who are participating in immigration enforcement operations across the entire state. And there are operations going on every single day here. And then the last thing I just want to say about our efforts is that they truly are a team effort. Our DHS partners over at Department of Homeland Security, they have the lead on this, but the FBI is contributing. And what we contribute is we contribute our intelligence that guide the efforts of the teams who are out there doing enforcement operations. Our agents contribute with more of the tactical efforts to arrest and apprehend people. So it is truly a team effort across the entire state, and particularly here in Indianapolis. So that's what it looks like from our perspective.
Talking to Timothy O'Malley, special agent in charge of the FBI Indianapolis field office. Is what you're doing, the systems that you utilize, specific to Indiana, or is this specific to, let's say, the Midwest? Are you engaged in best practices conversations with the people in Tulsa, or we talk about the NBA Finals, Oklahoma City, with people in Memphis or St. Louis or Detroit? And is there a Midwest view of this that is, let's say, different than an East Coast, West Coast view of this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. A lot of our efforts in Indiana are driven by the particular nuances about the Midwest. So we work closely with our partners out of Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, and other states nearby because it is unique to this area. But we collect the intelligence from across the country, and then we fit our operations, our focus, our attention on how we might best have an immediate impact here on our communities to make them safer and more secure.
The conversation I think that has come across the country is not that we haven't known that there has been an issue with terrorism, whether it be domestic terrorism or imported terrorism, and certainly you deal with both things if you're investigating here. As a matter of uptick, as a matter of percentages, would you say that things have become more dire over the past 5 years, or is this something, as you've been with the office since 2001, this has just been over your career, your 24 years there, you've seen a slow build, or maybe you're seeing a regression?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tony. I think it's definitely been a slow build, and the immigration problem that we're encountering right now, the illegal immigration problem, is certainly contributing to it. But if I can, I just to talk a little bit about what the FBI does. As your listeners can imagine, we closely monitor conflicts around the world. And in particular, right now in the news is the Israel-Hamas conflict. We look to identify how those conflicts abroad may motivate violence here at home. And in this case in particular, what we're talking about is violence against Jewish people, violence against Jewish institutions, and even violence against supporters of Israel. You've seen it in the news recently. We had the attack in Boulder. We've also had the tragedy that happened in Washington, D.C. with the Israeli embassy employees. It's terrible events. So, what do we do every day? Here in Indianapolis, what we do, I can't emphasize enough, this is not a Monday through Friday job for us. It's a 7-day-a-week, 24/7 operation that we run, that we are constantly collecting threat information from all sources. I have a team of very highly skilled and capable and intelligence analysts who analyze threat streams from various sources. And they help guide us to investigate what we may view as being an uptick, like you said, or certain problem areas. So what we do is FBI agents, we get outside and we talk to people. We collect information, we educate the public, we build relationships with certain community institutions and community leaders. In some cases, we even prosecute people. We build cases to once again make our community safer. So if I may, I'd really like to take an opportunity to ask your listeners, probably answer the question, well, what can the average person do to help us in this event or with these issues? My recommendation, my ask of your listeners is to please be vigilant, be aware, and share information. Help the FBI identify potential threats and problems. I know everyone's heard the idea or the saying, if you see something, say something. But what does that mean? There needs to be context to that. It really means trust your instincts. If you see something that doesn't look right, or your gut instinct is telling you like, I don't know, this may be a problem, just call us, please. I have the easiest number to remember. I'll give it to you in a second, but I just want your listeners to know it's okay to call us if something just doesn't look right. There's obvious things like, if someone's threatening to harm themselves or threatening to harm others, immediately call 911. That's an immediate threat.
But you want to talk about if they see something that they think is a different threat, what number do they call?
Yes. Here you go. The number is 800-CALL-FBI. 800-CALL-FBI. Before
I let you go, sir, because you brought something up that is important here, which is about, you talk about see something, say something, you talk about assistance. In Indianapolis, Chief Bailey, Christopher Bailey, the IMPD, was asked by me on this show, based on a directive from Governor Mike Braun, if they were asked to assist with immigration issues, an immigration sweep, would they assist? Their answer was they were never asked. But that wasn't the question. The question was, would they if asked? Has the IMPD ever rebuffed a request for assistance from the FBI regarding illegal immigrants in Indianapolis, Marion County, surrounding areas?
Tony, not that I'm aware of. They've been great partners to us, and we, as I mentioned earlier, this is a team approach. So we welcome assistance from any of our state and local partners, and I haven't been rebuffed.
1-800-CALL-FBI?
You got it.
Sir, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Timothy O'Malley, Special Agent in charge of the FBI Indianapolis Field Office. Thank you. Let's take it to traffic.